Hello, all. Am I live?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry for the technical difficulties. You don't even know what was happening behind the scenes. It's like my first time ever that. Oh, let me just. It was literally one of the first times ever since I started the show that I was ready on times, and for some reason, technical difficulties. They just didn't even want to start hating ass. Anyway, welcome to the B Show. Goodness gracious. I am Deborah Voltaire Coulange. Thank you for being here. Thank you for giving me your time, and I can't wait to start this show. Today has been a day. It has been a day, and I don't know if I've been receiving all signs that maybe I should not have done this show today, but I'm gonna push through. And it's gonna be a great show because what you say, you gotta put it out in the universe, right? Okay, so this week has been a better week except for today. Today, I don't even know what has occurred. It's just like everything you could think of that has pissed me off, annoyed me, has occurred today. But tonight's a very big night in TV world. My man Stabler is coming back to Law and Order, and I am so excited. Like that's literally what I've been living for. I've been saying like, I can't wait for April 1st. I can't wait for April 1st. I can't wait for April 1st. Stabler is back. Also, I don't know if anyone watches like MTV challenges. They have the All Stars, which is going to be on Paramount. It's just I'm a TV hoe. Like I love TV, and this month has so many good stuff coming out. If you watch Queen of South, that's coming back next week. Let's see. I can't remember everything that's coming. I literally have like reminders on my phone, like today's this day. Today we have this day. I'm super thrilled. Right now, my biggest supporters are not watching, but I wanted to give my mom and my sister a little shout out because they're on their way to get their vaccine. So, for anyone else who has decided to get your vaccine, I want to give you a round of applause because that is something very big for you to decide to do. A lot of African Americans are not getting the vaccine, which is kind of crazy to me because we are the ones who got hit by COVID the most. But everyone's entitled to have their own decision, their own thoughts, and own vibes. But just think about what life was before this and think about what life can be once you get the vaccine. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not pressuring anyone because I was iffy about it, but I'm leaning towards more of getting it. And the more I educate myself, I see no reason why not to because the streets are calling my name. And I'm going to be summering all summer long. The streets are calling my name. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, also, what I really I'm excited for today is my man, my baby, is gonna join us on the show today. I started this new segment that I figured, like all the sports guy, I have to be up on what they know about sports. But don't you think they should know a little bit what I care about, which is like pop news and maybe world news. I have to pay attention all the time to what's happening in sports. So I figured we should do a little segment called What's Poppin' B. And it would basically be a time for me to question them and see what they know about what's happening in the pop culture as of right now. Then we're going to do a little sports talk with our guy Mike Phillips. He's another alumni of St. Francis, where my husband graduated, where shout out to the coach, he graduated. Shout out to Stephanie Salant, she graduated. Shout out to Anne, that's where she graduated. And most of all, shout out to my best friend, Ziggy, because that's where he graduated. And so I'm so excited that we're going to have alumni of St. Francis. I've been to that school. It's not that great, but whatever. And then we're gonna have Summer North, which is a new clothing line, online boutique, and I think it's so cool because it has plus size and what I guess we call like regular size people. And they started this cool little thing, and I can't wait for them to come on the show so that what I'm saying, we can interview them. So let's start the show off with my guy, Steph. He is waiting. A round of applause. Waiting. Hi, friend.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Long time no speak.
Hold on, babe.
It's been a little while.
That's just a joke.
Babe, you're not on.
Oh, not on?
You're not on. Nah, it's like
Says live. Yeah. Says live. I mean, I was ready to go.
Sorry.
That was the cheesiest April Fool's ever in America.
I always forget that it's April Fool's. I'm the most gullible on this day. I forgot it's April 1st.
No, I just said I've been waiting for April 1st because tonight Stabler comes back from Law and Order. And tonight is like the night of all nights. So I know April 1st. It's not April Fool's to me. It's Stabler.
I don't watch Law and Order, so I don't have the same affinity towards Stabler.
Yeah. He is so handsome.
I'm sure he is. I it's not like I don't think he's pretty or handsome. I don't watch the show.
Everything, and he is kind of evolved after he left. So for him to come back, it's like, wow, they must have really put like everything on the map for him to come back, because he kind of blew up as an actor on his own. If you followed him, if you don't follow him, no, he's been on others.
Wait. This is the guy that I guess when it was like when Law and Order was first on, he was an officer. He's kind of balding a little bit. Was he in? He was in 42. He was in 42, right?
I'm saying. If you follow him, you'll know he's been in other things. But if you don't, you won't know like that. It's big for him to come back.
Yeah,
he was part of one of my favorite shows, Underground, which got canceled. But it's on OWN if you want to watch it. A great show about back in the day in slavery.
Oh, okay. I've heard of Underground. I know what you're talking about then.
Great show. And then he was also on The Handmaid's Tale. That's on Hulu. Great show as well. So
you're just a huge fan of him.
Yes.
Well, see, if I'm not mistaken, that's the same actor that was Casey Jones in Ninja Turtles, right? Can someone fact check that? I think it's the same actor.
I don't know. Fact check.
Hold on. Let me see if Carl can't do the work fast enough.
Let's see. Can you do the work, rude boy? So what I was telling everyone is that usually when we do the sports talk, I have to know everything that's going on in sports and I have to educate myself. So we were supposed to do this with this guy named Greg, but unfortunately he's under the weather and he had to cancel, but you were able to scoop right on in. And I think you may not be well rehearsed as well he was supposed to be. So this may be even better.
I believe it's going to be. I'm excited for the topics. Some of them, I mean, I've had some of these discussions before, so I think it'll be fun. And I was wrong about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's not the same guy.
Okay.
He just looked similar. I'm sorry.
No better. Okay, first conversation is basically what's blowing up all over sports, the sports world, and it's Saweetie and Quavo. Now we know they broke up about a week ago. She told everyone like she's back to the streets and blah 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 blah, and she sent out a tweet saying basically, you know, she can't be with someone who wasn't loyal to her and basically romance other women. She has to take care of herself. He rebutted by saying like, wow, you're not the woman that I thought you were.
Yes.
That take care, which is the best. I feel like when you leave like a one or two words, it stings more. Also, if you add respectfully, that's like, wow. Okay. I see you. I got you.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So this became a big thing in the Black Twitter, like they call it, because she has so many songs and she told women all the time, like, find your man who's going to buy you this and get you a man who's going to get you this. And these are things that you're supposed to have from a man. And we all know he got her Bentley, I think for her birthday or Christmas. Something and like so people were like, go back and get the Bentley, Quavo. You know?
Yeah.
And so my question is, when a man and woman break up, or not even a man and woman in the world that we in, when a couple breaks up, a man, a woman, a man, a woman, anyone in the world, if they break
gender non-binary.
Yes, if anyone breaks up and you received all these lavish gifts, are you supposed to give them back, or it's your gift? Like, this was an issue with Mariah Carey. She was like, when they broke up, he wanted all her gifts back, this rich billionaire. And she literally went to court and was like, if you give me a gift, I'm not giving it back.
Yeah, I think there's a certain level of pettiness that really resides in people. I mean, obviously, when you break up, it's something bad, like, someone did something to another person or whatever it might be. But the giving back of gifts to me, it doesn't, not that it doesn't make sense. I just don't believe in it. Because when you gave that gift, it was with the kindness of your heart, right? Because you're talking about the place and time in which they received the gift. And so to take it back is what, to then give it to someone else or to just, try and get money off of it. Like, I think they need to exist in that frame and time in which that person received it, and with the intention that you were giving it to them for.
Right.
Even if things fell apart and it wasn't what you thought it was going to be at that moment in time, you cared for them in that way and you gave them that gift with that intention. I've had breakups. I don't have the Bentleys to give to people, but I've given jewelry and nice gifts, like for anniversaries or for birthdays. And when it ended, it wasn't like, man, I want that back. It was like, that's theirs to keep, and whatever they do with it is what they do with it. I had a custom necklace made for an ex that my mother helped design and make, right? And that was very meaningful because I never did it up to that point, but at no point was I like, man, I wish I had that necklace back, because what was I going to do? Give it to someone else? It wouldn't have the same value, and especially if you give someone something with value, like the intrinsic value to yourself, to then ask for it back, to me is a little bit odd. So I don't agree with it. I think I saw somewhere that Quavo didn't repossess the car.
Yeah, it was just a rumor that he never did it. But I will say, like, I don't think it matters what the gift was. I was dating somebody for a long, long time, and he and I shared a library card. And when we broke up, he was like, "Where's the library card? I want it back." And I was like, the library card? And then we also had the same phone plan. And he said, you have 30 days to get a new phone plan or I'm canceling it. And I think he actually gave me like 5 days. And this person I'm talking about is the person I married. I just want everyone to know how shady and how petty Carl could be. Literally. And he was so upset. I mean, this is after like breakup number 3, but he was so upset that I wasn't upset after this, like the last breakup. I was like, bro, I'm over the agreement. Like, I don't even want to get back with you, but obviously we did. And he was like, I want my library card back. And everybody was like, the library card? Like, you don't even go to the library. Who cares? And he was like, nah, I want it. I'm like, yeah, okay.
I think it's like to add the exclamation point on top of the breakup, right? Like to make that person hurt more. Like, oh, those things I gave you, they're mine now. Give them back. And that's why I say it's like it's a level of petty that you have to reach in order to do that. And luckily, y'all were able to bounce back from it, because here you are today, happy, lovely couple. But I think as far as like gift giving, when you give them, it's to ask them back is just, it's tacky. It's attacking.
So another question is, when you live with your significant other, or when you live with your wife, your girlfriend, or whoever you're living with, who should pay the mortgage or the rent? Should it be the person that makes more money, or should it automatically be, because this is hard if you're same sex, but if you're not, who should, because in a relationship, there is one person who's more domineering, no matter what. Who should be paying the bill? The more domineering person, the person who makes more money?
I think that those conversations are needed for couples to do. Like, there shouldn't be an automatic once you go into a relationship, because then you're already starting with issues. Because the person that has more money tends to wield more power, and that power obviously is what tends to that power shift or struggle tends to ruin relationships, right? So if the person that's always paying for the mortgage or the rent, or for the dinners, the meals, the trips, like, they feel a certain power over that other individual, whether they say it or not, because when it comes time to make decisions, well, I'm the one that's paying for everything, so I'll make the decisions. It's really hard to relinquish that power, that control, when you feel like the relationship is really, you're the linchpin in the relationship. So I think those conversations are necessary to have with, couples. But I also think that there doesn't have to be like, oh, I pay. Yeah, well, not definitely not a gender role. I'm not for that. Those are like archaic gender roles. And the reason that we have, like, you can't be a woman and say I'm all for equality, and then at the same breath say, well, my man takes out the trash, or like he pays the bills, like when I go out to eat. Because I don't think that you're cherry picking at that point, right? Because you want some of the things that bring you equality, but you want others that brought you to where you are now. Because the idea.
I want Carl to pay all the bills, and at the same time, I want to be like, I'm a feminist. Hear me raw.
And I guess let's see. But the issue I have with that is, if let's say in your scenario, Carl is paying all the bills, then Carl feels as though, well, I pay all, like, everything happens because of me. Without me, this is nothing, right? So when it comes time to make decisions, it's like, well, why am I going to have you in this decision-making process when ultimately I'm the one that's going to foot it, not you? So I think
then that's where you have to be in your relationship and have a conversation. Like, we say Carl is the CFO because he makes all the money decisions, but at the end of the day, I'm the CEO. So nothing can really go through without me giving the approval.
And I think that's it's a delicate balance sometimes with that as well. But that, again, like I said at the top, it's important to have those conversations with your partner, because if you don't have that understanding, you're just kind of doing it, like winging it, you're going to run into problems. Personally, I think that there's, whether you have the person making significantly more than you or just a little bit more than you, there's places where you can fit in to, like, to put forth your portion, right? Whether it might be the dinner, maybe it might be, taking them out once in a while, because everyone likes to feel special. There's this idea that only women like to feel special, and men always have to wine and dine women. I like to be wined and dined. I like to go out to dinner. I like to be taken out to dinner. I like to be given gifts. I like to be, because that's showing affection. That's showing, care and love for someone. So it's a two-way street. We like to believe that men are these stoic creatures that don't need any love, or pretend like they don't need love when they clearly do. So I truly believe that when it comes to at least the financial part of a relationship, there needs to be a share, some way, shape, or form, that they're both in it together, not just one person committing all of their money, in this case, to this endeavor that is your relationship.
Beautiful. I'm just taking it all in. All right, we got to speed this up because we have Mike Phillips waiting in the room.
Okay.
But
all right,
let's go to the next big thing that's happening in the world. It's the George Floyd trial. I, for one, I was sucked in so much, I guess almost a year around this time, almost. And I can't watch it like I thought I wanted to. I can't barely listen to it like I thought I wanted to. And recently a comedian, Chesley Handler, said, why are we even going through this? Like, we saw the video, we saw what he did, we saw what all these cops did. It should be a no-brainer. And I technically agree. And now we're going through it all over again. And I feel like it's like, in a way, PTSD for me.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I saw that article. I saw the articles, and I saw a lot of responses to it. She got a lot of backlash for it, and I understand why she got the backlash. And I don't necessarily agree with her. I think our justice system is clearly flawed, right? Especially when there's, the number of Black and brown people that are incarcerated is much greater than.
But I think that's where she was kind of hinting at.
Yeah, I know she was. And I think ultimately, like, it's one of those double-edged swords that if we did try to go down that road, and in this case it's clear that Derek Chauvin, I think his name is, he murdered George Floyd, a man that's pleading for his life and that was already restrained. However, there could be another case where we might have video of something that looks to appear like, someone did the right thing, like a police officer in this case did the right thing, killing someone because it was justified, and it might not be the case. And sometimes you want the litigation to get more evidence. And I think that this one case is not indicative of like every other case. So the criminal justice system and trial, due process is important to get the facts out. However, we still need to reform that. Like, you can't look at this and be like, oh, well, he has to have his due process like that. It's still flawed. Like, it's heavily flawed because we allow it to be so subjective, in a situation.
I was talking to my friend, and I feel like this is what's going on right now. It's like the movie A Time to Kill. And I just want Matthew McConaughey to be the lawyer. And I want him to give the closing, like, remember when he did that, like, close your eyes. Now imagine it was a white girl. And everybody was like,
Oh my God.
Not guilty.
Yeah.
I also believe if he comes off not guilty, it's gonna be a problem.
Well, yeah, but that's always a possibility, and that's the frustrating part about it. Like you want it to
No,
be
I
open and
think we were
shut.
upset for of all the people before this, we got a lot of not guilties.
Mhm.
And we were upset. But I think this will be a rage like no other. That's what I believe.
I agree with you just because a lot of people look at George Floyd as sparking the most recent Black Lives Matter movement.
It was a big one because of him.
Yeah, yes. I mean, there were obviously other cases that took place, or rather, murders, I should say, that took place around that time. Breonna Taylor, another one, but George Floyd was like a linchpin.
We got to see it.
Yes. So we got to see the video footage. And we've seen footage of other murders as well, police officers murdering other Black people, unarmed Black people, and I think that yes, it will be if he's acquitted, I think it will lead to a different rage of like a wave of anger than you've seen, only because this is like coming to a head. Where everyone over the summer was well, I shouldn't say everyone, but a lot of people protesting. There's this big push for Black Lives Mattering instead of it, still controversial, but more non-Black people out there protesting and speaking up for Black lives.
Younger generation, it's
yes,
a lot of people.
So I think that those people, if you see that he's acquitted, like across the country, even across the world, because really the world was touched by this.
Yeah,
it was global. I think that you'll see that across the world, you're gonna have a lot of backlash, and what that ends up being, maybe it's more rioting, maybe it's more burning and looting. I'm not saying that that's the best thing, but that tends to be the reaction when you feel like the last line of defense is the criminal justice system, right? Like he's gonna get
matters into our own hands.
Exactly. How can you rely on the government now if they're the ones that are letting off people who are clearly guilty? And then to say that, he did what he had to do, he did his job, right? Murdering someone that was restrained was his job. If you can sit there and say that, then there's clearly something inherently wrong with our society. And I think a lot of people see that, but our government doesn't. I guess they have these rose-colored glasses, lenses, where they can just look at everything as like, oh, well, it could have been worse. It wasn't that bad. He only murdered one person, So I agree with you that it's going to be like quite an upheaval.
And the last thing I want to talk about is KD versus like everyone right now. The tweets were released that he said to a very famous celebrity as well, actor Michael Rappaport. And when Boston Public.
I knew him from Boston Public. He's been in a bunch of stuff, but like back in like the early 2000s, late 90s, he was in Boston Public.
And as soon as I saw them, I was just like, Michael Rappaport is like the worst person you would ever want to go toe to toe with. Like he's relentless, he doesn't give an F about who you are, he's going to speak his mind. Mm-hmm. And before these tweets came out, I don't know if you follow the rapper Cash Doll, but she released some tweets that Kevin Durant sent her saying like, stop using the initials KD. And she was like, what? Like, I've been using this since day one. And I know why he said it, because her song's a little raunchy and whatever, but I'm sorry, bro. There's probably another KD out in the world who probably uses the same initials, like Karen Dumas or something, And then now with these tweets, I feel like he feels so entitled. And he's always been like this since he's been a player with his little nasty ass hair. And I just feel like it's just too much. And I need to actually see what Charles Barkley had to say about this, because that's where it really stemmed from.
I watched that. I looked at that. It was like a throwaway interview, because Charles Barkley asked like, oh, you've been preparing for the season and trying to get like ready to play. What would you say to that? And he was just like, yeah, like he just gave him a one-word answer. And the camera stayed on KD. He had his head down, not saying anything. And everyone in the studio starts laughing. They cut away from KD, and Charles, Kenny, and them were just like all laughing about it. And that's when Michael Rappaport was like, oh, well, if you don't want to do an interview, like he called him, like he had a derogatory term for him, and then KD responded, because KD, he is sensitive, right? And I think that I shouldn't even say like he's sensitive, like that's not a characteristic for athletes. We're all sensitive, but we don't get attacked the way that athletes and other celebrities get attacked, because we don't have the same platform as them. So I understand, there has to be some level of discipline to like not reach out to these people, but he doesn't care. He just reaches out to
Exactly.
any
And
and
I
everyone.
think if you put yourself in this kind of spotlight, you have to also, like you said, be prepared for things they're going to say. But I don't know, the tweets could be edited, but I don't feel like what
No,
Michael
they weren't.
Rappaport said was that bad.
I don't think
KD really went left.
Okay, yeah. So KD went in, but also like I think from what KD said is that they always talk like this, and we don't know. It's just receipts of the most recent conversation they've had. It didn't sound like it was the first time they spoke. If you look at the way they messaged,
right.
So
and
they
I
definitely
think that
talked.
this was like he had enough of him just talking to him.
Yeah, like he involved his.
And when you bring in someone's family
lawyer.
and wife.
Well, he brought in his wife after he spoke about he brought his lawyer up, and like a defamation, like he's defaming my name, and then he's like, man, your wife's mad at you because you wasting the little money you have. Like it was a dig. I mean, KD honestly to me was talking like someone who isn't a superstar. He was like, yo, meet me at 10 a.m.
Yeah, and I'm like, bruh.
Yo, he was like, send your addy. I was like, damn, like KD, you don't got to do all that. But
it's that playing in Brooklyn now got him feeling a certain way,
Yeah, I honestly I think it was a throwaway. To me, they like it's not like one side won, like they both like they're losing like doing this. And with the Cash Doll one,
I don't really think Michael Rappaport even cares. So for him, it's
good for him. Oh no. He loves it. He loves it because Michael Rappaport, who's talking about him outside of like
this is what he does. He loves it.
Yeah, he's a troll. He wants to be a troll because that's how he stays relevant, by trolling.
And he trolls everything. Like he watches Real Housewives, he trolls them. He watches every show and goes in on anyone he watches that he doesn't like.
Well, it makes sense to do that because like that's how he's making his bread and butter now. People are saying his name because he's like tweeting and writing about other things that are going on. So good for him. If that's what he wants, happy for him.
And then what do you feel about him going in on Cash Doll?
So the Cash Doll one, I had a different take on it because I think I read a tweet that she was saying that like they always do this. They always go back and forth. What I will say is if Cash Doll said she's like KD, and there wasn't a Kevin Durant, it wouldn't have the same meaning. Like Kevin Durant made KD. Like there wasn't that before. And obviously it's just an acronym. It's just, it's two letters pushed together.
She's been saying it for a long time. Like,
but
I think her song blew up with, the things she's saying. And he's like, respectfully, he threw that in.
Yeah.
Please stop using KD initials with your songs.
Yes, I saw that tweet. And what I'll say to that is, KD popularized KD. Like it wasn't Cash Doll.
Trademark it. Until you trademark it, then everyone can say what they want.
I agree with you. Like him having issue with it is whatever, but we can't like have this conversation and not speak to the fact that KD, like saying those letters together, only people think of like one person. Even if you don't know or follow basketball, Kevin Durant is what comes to mind, not Cash Doll, because you just hear about him. I mean, Drake raps about him. Like he's synonymous with KD because of our pop culture. Like he's just I mean, you could disagree, but I think he's just in the fabric.
Agreement.
It is, and I'm sure there'll be other ones, but KD to me is Kevin Durant and not Cash Doll. And even if Cash Doll wanted to keep it and KD had a problem with that, like you said, he should trademark it.
Yes.
And like the way that it played, the way that I read it, it sounded like they do this a lot and they have a friendship. But KD is a troll. On the low, he's a troll too.
Agreed.
So that's how I feel on that.
Well, I appreciate you so much. I'm so sorry to cut it off short. I'm just very busy.
It's okay.
Today.
You got a lot of stuff going on.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to say you're looking really good, by the way. I want to say you're killing it. You're crushing it. When the camera came on, I was like, oh, okay, I see you, girl. You're welcome.
Getting ready for that spring, Easter. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Well, thank you so much, Steph. Please make sure everyone watches your show on Monday and Friday.
Yes,
1 o'clock
to 2.
1 to 2, and it's called Smoking Mirrors.
Smoke and Mirrors, yes.
I'm getting better. Remember I did Smoking Guns. Now we're Smoking and Mirrors. Yes. And give us one reason why we should watch your show.
Because we're really entertaining. If you enjoy sports, you could come and get some nice facts and learn something, one or two things. Or if you don't like sports, you like to hear fun conversations, we have that too. We're just an entertaining group of people. So you can come and watch Smoke and Mirrors and enjoy yourselves.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Be well.
Of course. Take care. Thanks for having me.
I love anytime.
Bye.
All right. That was just a little bit of what's poppin' B. We're going to slide right through quick, fast with Mike Phillips, who's going to be up next so we could do a little sports talk. Hi, Mike. You're upside down. You're in a pool. Okay.
Can you see me?
Yes. Is this the St. Francis thing that you guys do a green screen? Is this like an initiation?
It is. It is. I didn't want to get yelled at because I'm in a car and I was
Oh,
told already.
I
would get
appreciate
yelled
you,
at.
brother. I appreciate you. I'll take this. I'll take this over the effing car. I'll take it.
Listen, I had to do double duty. I had to drop my daughter off, but I wanted to make sure I still came on today.
I
because-
appreciate you. Thank you so much. That
Absolutely.
means the stage crew, my manager, he's finally sending out the messages.
He is.
And maybe on his show, everybody will do the same because I just can't. But
I
thank
hope
you
so,
so
Alex.
much for being on my show. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Listen, I got to tell you, I felt like I was going on a job interview today. I was so nervous.
Oh, shut up. This is just the B show. I'm thankful that you're on this show. There's no me
Thank you.
without you. Well, obviously there is, but there's no me without a team. So
I
don't
appreciate
even
you.
sweat it. So we're gonna
Absolutely.
jump right into some sports talk. Today's the big day. It's opening day. The Yankees. I was listening. I'm not sure if they won. The last thing I know was two.
I believe I believe they did win.
Oh,
if I'm not mistaken.
congratulations.
I'm not a Yankee fan. I'm a Mets fan. So I'm
And
looking
Mets
forward
couldn't
to the
even
Mets.
play, but Mets can't even play because someone's out
Because
due
of
to
COVID.
Yes, COVID.
Yeah, so what I'm looking forward to this season is I'm looking forward to seeing if we can get to 162 games, right? With
Right.
with COVID, with everything going on, I want to make sure that they can get through everything and get it through it healthy. Players' health is most important.
Well, according to Carl, they lost. The Yankees lost. Are we surprised? No.
No.
No, not at all. New York, I don't know the last time we ever made it anywhere. I mean, this is so embarrassing. So you're not a Yankees fan, you're a Mets fan, and they didn't get
Born
to
and raised.
play. I am not a Mets fan. I'm not a baseball fan at all, but if I had to pick, it would be Yankees. Baseball is really boring to me.
Okay,
It's
I appreciate that.
It's only cool if you watch it live.
Yes.
But like on TV, it's like, are we ever gonna get here? Are we ever?
And it's only cool live because then you get up from your seat, you get to walk around, you get to go to the concessions, you get to have a
Yes,
couple
and you
of
get to like see
fruits.
things that are happening around with the players and stuff. But if you're only
Yes.
watching it on TV, they only focus on the game.
Right,
So it's
exactly.
not a lot happening. Okay, so like we said, it's opening season. Who do you think will make it? I don't even know. What do they call? They call the playoffs as well.
Yeah, the World Series. So I'm actually going. I'm going
That's
for
how much of
California.
baseball I care about.
love it.
Yes.
I love it. It's okay though. You wear it well. You wear
Thank
it
you.
well. I'm going to say it's going to be an Oakland San Diego World Series. I want it to be California. I want it to be small baseball, and I mean that with teams that don't have true superstars that they went out and they paid all this money for, but they were still able to make something out of it and still go far. I'm an underdog guy.
I was gonna say you basically rooting for the underdogs.
Yes. That's why
Didn't
I'm a Mets fan
LeBron
all my life.
James just get the Dodgers or something like that, or he's trying?
He got Boston. He got some.
Oh yeah, Red
Boston.
Sox.
Yes.
Right,
Yes,
right.
He got minority stake in the Red Sox. I don't know why, which is weird because
Yeah.
being in LA.
I guess I
and
figured
Cleveland-
he should be with the Dodgers. That's what I figured. Yeah,
absolutely. No, you're absolutely right on that, which is weird.
totally. And especially like Boston, they're just different. So
I'm not a Boston fan at all. The only thing Boston did well was give the Mets a World Series in 1986.
The only thing Boston ever did was provide me my family that lives out there. Shout out to you.
There you go. Shout out to them. I love it.
Otherwise,
Shout out.
nothing for me.
I love it.
Moving right along. So Brady, I heard, had a minor knee surgery, and they said he's doing very well. But when asked when he'll be able to come back, they haven't given any word. They're not sure if he can do preseason as of yet. Do you think he'll be able to be there for when they do have to start? I guess not the preseason, but the season.
Yeah, he'll definitely
2021.
Yeah, he'll definitely be back. He's the bionic man, in the sense that man never gets old. I am a true Brady hater. Am I. Yes, thank you. I actually run his fan club of hating. So if you want to join, I'll send you an application. But
I don't care for him at all.
No, but I have to say he is amazing and he's done amazing things.
You left.
Nope, I'm here. I'm here.
No,
I'm sorry.
Okay. All right.
I'm sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I
It's all
apologize.
right. That's because you said you didn't like Brady, and you see
You saw that.
the Brady campaign. They literally came and was like, "Hur." That's
I
what
don't
happened.
like that.
They
That was
came
crazy.
they came to try to take your soul away. That's literally what happened. You be careful. That's how great he is.
That's insane. I know. But listen, Brady is one of a kind. He will go down as one of the greatest. Yes, Carl's probably in the back quoting that word for word from me, so that he can use it in a sports, hit list show later on. But he will go down as one of the greats, but I will never like him.
Agreed. So also continue with the NFL. They said that they have some new rules that they're gonna push out for the new season. One of them is something about a videotape, so they could be able to view things better. Do you think this will hurt the players or it would help the referees?
I think they're doing a lot to help the players, but also help the game. I think there's been a lot of missed calls. So I think this will help the players where the refs can actually go in and really dictate what's been going on, go back, look at it and say, okay, we made a mistake. The
Because
refs are
doesn't the
ones,
NBA have that?
They do.
Right.
They do. And
so it's time to catch up.
Yes. And they have instant replay, but they don't use it enough in the NFL. That's the problem. So that's where it comes into some concern. There was also something with onside kicks where now they were thinking of doing like a 4th and 15 where players would actually have to try to convert a 4th and 15 instead of doing an onside kick. So there's a lot more where they're trying to make it competitive, where actual teams will now need to show more, which I like. And I appreciate that more.
Agreed. Now, speaking of NFL, today was a big day because Coach Roy Williams retired from coaching, and he was a coach for NCC. Correct me if I'm wrong.
The NCAA. Yeah, he was for UNC.
And everyone is just so upset. And actually, my good friend, my sister, shout out to this. Is like a lot of shout outs today. She went to school there. And okay. Do you think that he would go down as one of the greatest coach for college?
Absolutely. Not even just for the way he coached, but the respect he received from his players.
Yeah.
Both past, present, and future that wanted to play for him. There was a certain program that he developed there that nobody else could really get into. Coach K is the only other one. Coach Krzyzewski from Duke. I'm a Duke fan, and I will always say Coach K is the best. But Roy Williams is a close number 2, and a lot of people will say he's a number 1. But I still think Roy Williams is a phenomenal coach. He will go down as one of the greats.
Got it. Now it's time to talk about things that I know about football.
There we go.
It was like baseball, football, a little bit. Okay, how do you think the Lakers are going to do with so many injuries now? Because I know they said LeBron is out now.
LeBron is out. I think AD's been out. And now they picked up Andre Drummond, and he got a toe contusion.
Yeah, toe injury.
He probably tripped over his own feet because he's doofy. But
or his ego, whatever runs first. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he did not play well at all. He did not look good at all in his debut. And then he goes down with an injury. I think the Lakers are in trouble only because they put all these pieces together, but as their pieces are breaking down, they don't have a true backup to say, hey, this is what we can do for you. So it's a little error with that. I think overall, though, I think they'll still be good. They'll still be in the playoffs. They'll still make some noise.
I agree. Now, everyone's been saying, like, we have a pool going. Everyone is saying that it's going to be Nets versus Lakers. But today, Stephen A. Smith said he believes that it's going to be Jazz versus Lakers.
I don't see that yet. Yet. I still think it's going to be the Nets, Lakers. The Lakers still have a squad. The Jazz, because they have a very good record, all of a sudden people are starting to acknowledge them, which they should. They should have been acknowledging them for the last 2 years and now start putting some more respect to their name. But I still don't think they have the tools to make it to the finals. Remember, we're not in a bubble anymore. This is true playoffs, right? It's not just play a couple of games and then all of a sudden you jump right into the playoffs. This is you're finishing out the season. They could also get hit with the injury bug too. They get hit with that. They lose a lot more pieces. So I think that the Lakers have a good enough squad that once their players become healthy, LeBron coming back, LeBron is just like a Tom Brady. He gets better with age, right? And I think that's what's going to happen. AD is still AD. You know, he's still amazing. Anthony Davis is sometimes in some of his tools is better than LeBron. I'm going to say it out. I'm going to put it out there into an existence because I actually am a big Anthony Davis fan.
Wow. So word around town is that LeBron James is trying to groom Steph Curry to come on over to the Lakers. And we just said like they need a backup. That would be an amazing backup.
It will never happen.
That would be a crazy trio. But
yes,
Curry's kind of like the leader in his team. So he knows if he went to Lakers, he would take the back seat. But you don't think that would happen?
I don't think it would happen. I don't think it happens only because I think he wants to come back and play with Steph one more year. I think he wants to be with Clay, excuse me. He wants to play with Clay one more year when Clay comes back from injury. And he wants to show that, you know, the Splash Brothers could come back. They could do their thing. I don't think he leaves the Warriors. I don't think he signs as big of a contract as people are saying. I think it's more of a gimme contract. You know, give me some good money for a couple of years. And if we're still going on the downside, then maybe I'm going to start thinking about it. But he really wants to end his career with the Warriors. They were ones that gave him a chance. He was a scrawny young boy from Davidson that nobody gave a shot to. Nobody gave a shot to. And he slid in and made a difference. And he became an all-star very quickly.
And this is my last question. Even though somebody wants to know why every show I keep coming for the Boston Celtics.
I know why.
I'm not coming for the Boston Celtics. They just suck. And so I'm making sure everyone is aware. That's all that I'm trying to do. And I believe if this was his show, he would make sure we all know. If they were doing great, he would make sure we all know how great they're doing. And it's about time for the Boston Celtics to realize their coach sucks.
Yes.
Do you think he's about to get fired? Word around town is that
I think he ends out the season. I think
you think they'll let him continue.
Yeah, I think he gets fired by the end of the season.
But what if because of him, them not ending it, the Celtics don't make it once again?
But we did say the only good thing in Boston was your family, right?
You're right.
So there you go. So it doesn't matter.
They're not. So you're saying you don't think they're gonna make it to the conference?
They'll make the playoffs. They'll make the playoffs.
No, but do you think they'll make it to the conference? Is that was
no?
They
will not make it far in the playoffs. I think they have a young core, but I think they need some more of a veteran presence on the bench.
They need Coach Roy Williams.
There you go. He's not coming though. He's not coming. But I think Brad Stevens is better with the young core at the beginning of their careers. That's why he was a great college coach
or assistant coach, right? Step down and be an assistant coach. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think he has. I think he has groomed himself to be a coach, but I think he's lost his team. I think as they're losing, he's losing their confidence. And when you lose a player's confidence as a coach,
respect, right?
You're pretty much done.
You hear that, Carl? Pretty much done.
Well, the Celtics have been done for years, but that's because of Danny Ainge, right, Carl?
He hasn't said anything. He must not even be watching. What a supporter.
Oh, terrible.
Well, terrible. Mike, I got another group of girls waiting for me, so I love it. I'm just like this today, you know?
No, I love it. Listen, I look forward to coming back anytime you would like to have me on. Oh, thank you so
much. You will. I actually would love to do like a little bet with you here and enter you into our pool. Who do you think is going to be the last two teams for the conference?
Ooh.
Right now, everyone has money on Nets and Lakers. We got like $30 in the pool.
Ooh, I'm gonna go Suns.
Oh,
I'm gonna go Nets Suns.
Nets Suns. Wow.
And send me your Venmo, and I'll put it in. But I got Nets Suns.
Okay, you hear that? This is the first person who has said the Nets are in, but it's not Lakers.
No, I think if between the Jazz and the Lakers, I think the Lakers, but I'm going with the Suns. Remember, I like those underdogs.
Wow, hold on. Look, I got my notebook out. I have to write your
love
name in.
I love it.
Wow.
And listen, by the way, I'm very excited for Detective Stabler tonight. I'm a big Law and Order fan. Big Law and Order fan. And listen, I would love to come on for that pop talk because we could talk some Real Housewives. We could talk some challenge. We could talk all that. I listen, because of COVID, I've been home all day.
No, actually, I would like to have you back because I want people to see all the food that you cook, and your plate presentations are so nice.
Thank you. I'll do a cooking segment with you.
Yes. Listen, so that means I can have you back for like 4 shows now.
Listen, I would love to come back as long as you want me here.
I'm glad to have you here. Thank you so much, Mike.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you.
Thank you. Good luck.
Kisses to your family.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye. Thank you. So sweet. Okay. It's time for I appreciate everyone for being here. The guys were cool and all. But I'm so excited to have Summer North up next. So let's wheel them right on in. Let's admit. Hello, ladies. Can you guys hear me?
Hi, yeah, I can hear you.
Hello, welcome to the B Show, my beautiful women. Alex is trying to get it together. Alex beat her face, honey. Okay. Oh, look at the baby hairs laid. Well, Camille, it's nice to meet you. We'll wait for Alex to get her ish together in the meantime. It is very, very nice to meet you. I follow the both of you. I follow Summer North. Here's Alex. Are we back? We can't hear you, girl. But I follow you guys, and I'm very proud of everything that you have done. So and I wanted to give you guys this little platform, this spotlight, so you can show us what you guys are made of and maybe help other people who are interested in doing the same thing. I mean, I know I always thought about it, but honestly, I can't even, it's hard just to upkeep just posting on my beauty page. So I don't even know how you guys do it. But before we start, please introduce yourselves.
Alex, are you ready?
Hey, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay, nice. You want to go first?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Alex Howard, and this is my co-owner, bestie, cousin, everything you can name it from birth. Camille. We grew up together. We're first cousins. And everyone's always like, you guys look alike in all your photos. I'm like, because we're family. So I live in Charlotte, North Carolina with Camille, and I am one half of the Summer North.
Yes.
You guys live together?
We don't live together. We both live in Charlotte.
Oh, okay. I was going to say that must be annoying to have to work together and live together, but you need your little space. You know what I'm saying?
No, we live about 20 minutes away from each other. So.
Okay, not bad. So Camille, tell us about you.
Yes. So my name is Camille Key. I'm from North Augusta, South Carolina. Moved to Charlotte, probably been in Charlotte about 6 years now. And yeah, I just always loved fashion. I worked in corporate retail for my whole career. So I worked as a buyer for a while. And then I worked in planning and allocations for also corporate retail. So I have a lot of retail experience. So I think that also pours into the Summer North as well. So yeah, and I'm the other half of the Summer North.
That's so cool. What is it like having your own business and working together?
It's really fun. It's a lot of work, obviously. Both me and Alex both have full-time jobs as well. Right. And I'm also a stylist, freelance stylist as well. So so yeah, so it's a lot, but it's fun, and I mean, I'm loving it. I know Alex is too.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
How did you guys decide to start this? Is it a boutique, a clothing line? What is the correct term?
Boutique.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
a boutique.
So
Mhm.
what made you guys say like, hey, cuz we should do a boutique?
It was like a random day, like in 2019. Like Camille said, she's always been super into fashion. I feel like I've had like an eye for fashion, kind of growing up as well. And we were always like the little fashionable cousins, and we would always have, matching outfits growing up. And it was like a random day back all the way in 2019. So that goes to show you like how long it actually took to like bring this to fruition.
Right.
I just hit it up and I was like, okay, you're like an Insta baddie, you've got a following, you're like growing your brand, you are, styling, you're into fashion. I feel like I have an eye for it as well. I'm doing some things with social media with my YouTube channel. I'm like, we should be collabing on something. Like we're working two different paths. We should be collabing on something. I hit her up and I was like, what do you think? And she's like, let's talk about it. And then like, ever since then, we met up, had tacos, and kind of built our master plan. But it definitely took a while to come to fruition.
For those like other people who are watching this or may have thought about this, how much money do you actually have to start? Because you can't you have to get the clothes from somewhere. Like you have to put the money into buying the clothes, getting all your inventory, and then also you gotta make sure you have money to buy. Like I said, I follow you guys, Camille, when you were like, finally we got our stickers. Like that costs money. Going to have to go to the post office to drop off everything, so how much money would you ideally say you may have to start?
So me and Alex each put in $1,500 to begin with.
So you guys are a duo. So imagine if this is somebody on their own. So basically, you got to use your stimulus check, people. The ones that you got, the two that you got, not the last one, the one that you got prior. You should have saved it to add with this one.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think we both put in $1,500 to start, just to get our inventory and to get all our stuff filed, because you got to also think about like starting your website. That costs money.
Right.
Filing your LLC costs money.
Right. And did you guys just know all this on your own, or you actually have like a lawyer or someone who's helping you in the process?
Google is your best friend.
Yeah, just a ton of research. Like we did a lot of research, and I think we did a research for a really long time. Like Alex said, we started in 2019. So,
right.
And we had both kind of already looked at starting businesses and stuff on our own. Like I already had my styling business. So we already kind of knew like a little bit of the groundwork, but it was nothing to do it but to do it. So
yeah. Oh damn. How long has it taken you guys to actually get a profit? So say you put about 2,000 to 3,000. How long did it take? I mean, you guys sold out so quickly with your first inventory, but honestly, you got to put out to get back in.
Right. So we're not taking any money out of the business as a profit right now. We're really reinvesting all the money that we make back into the business.
Wow.
So we're not like drawing profit or like paying ourselves at this point. We're just putting everything that we make, reinvest it back into the company and new inventory.
And then the good side is like you have clothes to wear. So technically, right? It's like a kind of a win-win. I see your sets. So technically, it's like, but you think in the long run, eventually we will. This is just, you gotta crawl before you can walk or run.
Right. Yeah.
And I feel like it's really important for us to reinvest into our business because, like we said, we started with a small amount of money. And so we're really still kind of like building up our brand, trying to scale up as well so that we could get more inventory as we continue to grow. And for us right now, I feel like it doesn't make sense for us to focus on paying ourselves, especially when we have full-time jobs that do that.
Right, you can fall back on. Right. Now, I don't know what website you use, but how do you even sit and decide like, all right, girl, that's a good thing? Because, now, especially because of COVID, it's not like you could just walk into somewhere and feel the material. You have to like believe that this is gonna be great. How many arguments have you guys had saying like, this is the one, sis, and girl, this did not fit me?
Oh my.
Because that's what I love about your clothing line, that it's both sizes. I call Camille your whatever size, but Alex, for the plus size girls, I just love that it's both. So I
Right.
know that probably had to be a conflict. Like, this is gonna look great on you, but girl, it's not gonna look good on me. Or like vice versa. Like, this is all my curves, yes. And Camille would be like, no, this makes me look like I'm drowning in something.
Yeah, I mean, we've definitely had like pieces that we have like disagreed on or said, I'm not the biggest fan of that one, but I feel like we trust each other. If we feel really, really strongly about a piece, then we'll just say, you know what, we'll go for it. I always say, I'm gonna trust you, girl. And we'll see what happens.
I think also like, from my like styling background, I think like I kind of have a good perspective on different body types. So we'll like
True.
and I think me and Alex are both like expert online shoppers.
Yes.
Also, at this
I'm
point.
trying. The other day I bought some shoes and I'm like, oh, because I have wide feet. I'm like, oh, it says wide, I'm good. And then when I got it, everything fit but the strap. I'm like,
Right.
how is that wide? So I literally was like to my sister, like, what if I cut off the strap and make them mules? And she was like, girl, go and return the damn shoes. And I was like, man, I thought I was coming really good at being an online shopper, but there's sometimes like this is a miss. So
Right.
it goes back. You have to be a great online shopper.
Right. And like you said, like obviously we can't really go to market right now just because of COVID and stuff like that. But long term, we'll be able to, whenever we're expanding, we have plans to go to market and kind of expand our assortment.
Well, to your market, how much inventory do you guys get? Do you say, all right, maybe this month we made, because last month we sold 20, this month maybe we'll sell 30, or do you always get under the amount that you feel like you're going to sell? Because then that also has to do with spending the money.
Right. So that's kind of the like up and down of having a
Right.
store.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like right now, I mean, we don't have a ton of inventory that we're sitting on, but we're like kind of moving into a new season. So
Right.
we're not rebuying stuff that we what we once carried. So the stuff that we've sold out of, we're not replenishing at this point.
Unless maybe like a demand. No. Really?
I don't know, because there was a lot of demand for the 3-piece set, and we were just like, we ran it twice, we got it back into inventory twice, and really with the seasons changing, like it's going to be important for us to like kind of shift to a new look, especially as people are starting to get like more outside
Yeah.
and do more things. Like, people aren't going to want to be in their big cozy set. Like they want something cute, to be out in the streets. All I can hear about is people like trying to be back to the streets. So we're
Or
trying
maybe you can do like a clearance or like a giveaway, or just give them to me. Whatever works. You guys, we'll talk on the latest scale. If it's free, give me 3. You know what I'm saying? And like I mentioned before, I love that you guys have 2 sizes. I love that you show how it can look on a skinnier version and on a bigger version. And that's so important in the way that we see each other. All outfits can fit for everyone. It's how you style it. Was that something big that you guys said, like, we're going to do? Or automatically, because some people say like, oh, I'm going to open a boutique shop, right? And then it's only one size.
Right.
Or it's one size, they say it's a 3X, but it really still feels like an extra large.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what made you guys decide like, no, we definitely want both sides and we want to be the models, which I think is great as well.
It's funny you say that, because I at first was like, I do not want to be the model. Like, I do not want to clothes. I was like, can we not? And Camille's like, you gonna model, girl. Like, that's what you gonna do. But I think that was like the one thing that when we were first starting a boutique, we were like, without a doubt, we're going to carry all sizes. That was kind of like our non-negotiable. And I mean, it makes sense. Like Camille's petite, I'm plus size. It doesn't really make sense to start a clothing line where one part of the business or one half of the business like can't, you know, provide expertise or be able to wear the clothes. So it kind of made for our brand.
Yeah.
Camille, you agree?
It is harder. I mean, it is harder. We have run into challenges with getting the wide assortment just because we're so small right now. But I think it was just super important to us. So like we made it work.
Now, what if somebody's watching this, or if I, you know, I'm like, oh, please trust me, my friend's clothes are so good. What makes your clothes different that you would say from everybody else?
Yeah, I think that our clothes, like for our first launch collection, I think that it was just very like of the moment. So all the stuff was just like so plush, and all the stuff was like just like super good material, really comfortable and cozy. So with our next coming up launch, I think that all of our stuff is going to be like really sassy, like really cute stuff. And I think that it's just like the attitude and the way the clothes really make you feel. Like our slogan is look as good as summer makes you feel.
Ooh.
And we just like want everybody to feel good in what they're wearing.
And summertime is, you know, like I said earlier, the streets are calling my name. So
Right.
everyone's really going to be like, I want to wear the best of the best. So it actually maybe a little bit harder for you guys, right? Because you're going to have to think like, all right, what do these girls want to wear so they can feel their best while they're going outside?
Yeah.
I mean, like Camille said, we definitely have run into challenges like trying to be size inclusive, and you have to really think about, you know, what's going to work for all body types. I mean, we have run into instances where we were like, we thought this was gonna, you know, pop out, and it was like, it sold well in the regular section, but the plus girls was like, no ma'am, like, so
vice versa.
Or vice versa, exactly. So I think it's all a learning experience as we like continue to grow and learn like what our customer base is going to be. Because to be honest, when we first launched, we had a ton of orders, but as we kind of looked through our list, most of them were people that were like in our circle, like family, friends, colleagues. So it's like, once we start to expand, we'll get to really see like who's the Summer North girl. And I'm looking forward to that, so we could really, really have like our customer pop out.
What would you say is your best-selling item at Summer North right now?
What Alex is wearing.
For the 3-piece set, it's like a little crop top. You can't see it, but crop top legging set with a duster was like all the rage. And it's so funny because when we first picked it out, we were like, it's cute, but it's not our favorite. It actually wasn't Camille and I's favorite from the collection. So
you have to step out and think like, not what do I want, maybe what the other people want. And you see,
exactly.
I don't know fashion. Camille, you liar, talk about you a stylist. Look, that it's sold out because I know that was one of my favorites, and every time it's like that. Yeah.
Camille was the one who actually suggested the set, and I was like,
I take it back, Camille. You know fashion.
I was like, I wasn't completely sold. I'm not gonna lie, and neither one of us.
Really, it's like everyone wants to wear that at home. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The cute outfit. You want to just go to your girl's house. You're good to go.
Right, and it's like with a 3-piece set, like it's 3 pieces, so it really gives you value. Like it's for a good price, and it's 3 pieces. You can mix and match it, and also with a 3-piece set, I think that it's like super important to listen to your customer, because like our customer was like, girl, give us more of the 3-piece set. Like they were not playing with us. Like everybody was in our DMs, in our inbox, like people were harassing us. So it was like because that was the one item that we were like, we probably are not going to restock this when it sells out, but we had no choice. Yeah.
The people gave us no choice.
I like the gray, and I feel like you can still wear the gray for the summertime. Maybe take the duster off if it's so hot, or you can add the duster to, like you said, another piece.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. So I always ask my guests a random question at the end of the show. And for you guys, it would be if you can style anyone, any celebrity wearing your clothes from Summer North, who would it be?
That's tricky.
One person only.
Only one, but we have a plus size and
Well,
we
then,
have.
Alex, you can give us the plus, and Camille, you can give us the smaller petite.
Okay. I say that I would want to dress somebody like Issa Rae because I feel like she's like a real girl and like she's like down to earth. She's not too like she's a huge celebrity, but she's like down to earth and she's gonna give you her real opinion and she looks like a real person. And so I think that she would be like my ideal customer.
Alex?
Okay. I'm gonna go with Lizzo. Just because I think she's the same thing. She's so down to earth. She lives in her truth. She's not like, or like she's just her, like unapologetically Lizzo. And I feel like she would be such a great representative for our brand. And she'd be like, boom, it's the Summer North. Like, so definitely her.
Well, before we go, I just want to give a quick shout out to Alex because you were killing it on your birthday weekend trip. You went with all these little skinny broads. And I told Coco, y'all need to take a lesson or eat a meal or something because Alex is serving every effing bathing suit.
She was not coming to play with them.
She was not coming to play. I just saw your like confidence. You were so happy. I just don't know why you let all those dusty men near you. But it was the vibes. You were feeling yourself and you were like, Come to me, baby. But I'm telling you, you look so beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, it was a year in the making, so I had to pop out. Like, I missed my 30th birthday. So, you know, I had outfits waiting in the wings. So,
like, when it was time to play, it is our time.
Yeah.
You look amazing.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Love you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the beautiful girls of Summer North. Please follow them. Their clothing is very, very nice. I personally think that it is so amazing to have two strong women, family, who have decided to build something together. And, you know, whoever is watching this, I think this is a great for them to see, like you guys said, it's not something easy. It started in 2019, but you know, it's 2021 and look at you guys, you out here. You are living your dreams. So many people can't even say, you know, I know people who maybe think it's easy, but I know it's definitely not. And I want you guys to keep kicking ass. Keep promoting yourselves like you guys do so good. I love all your videos. I love all your snaps. It keeps me feeling like more than a customer. Like I'm actually like in the UPS store with Alex and with Camille, especially when Camille had that big backpack. I'm like, damn, you gonna bring it back? And just, I love seeing how you guys put everything together. I feel like I'm part of it, but I'm not. And if you guys ever need a model,
you are part of it.
If you ever need a model,
yeah, girl. Like I said, I already was like trying to buy. Like I was like, who gonna model these clothes?
You're doing a great job. Great job. And Camille, feel free to send me that headband that you're wearing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jen.
This is Summer North. I will make sure I save this video just for you guys. I forgot to record the first part, but we'll put this as a little teaser so they could come back and watch the full interview.
Nice.
And I send it to Alex. Thank you so much. This is Summer North. Oh, I feel like I introduced the group. Me and my turkey.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
Thank
guys.
you. Bye.
Yeah, bye.
I had to remove them, you know what I'm saying? Get out the way. Thank you guys so much for watching the B Show. I know we did a little overtime. I apologize. Everyone, make sure you watch Law and Order tonight. It's going to be a great show. Have a great Easter. Have a great Passover. And most importantly, be you, do you, for you. This is Deborah Voltaire Coulange. I'm signing out. And Tomorrow we have Smoke and Mirrors. Please watch them. And we also have my husband on every Wednesday at 4 or 5. I don't know, whatever time he feels like it. And his show is called The Sports Hit List. This is Deborah Voltaire Coulange. If you would like to be a guest on my show, please feel free to send me or my husband a DM. We would love to have you. Thank you. Be well. Beyond. Ching, ching, chinks. I don't know if I'm allowed to curse. Bye.